Dreams are not random byproducts of sleep. They're alternate realities your mind visits every night. In this video, we map how those nocturnal landscapes mirror possible paths your waking self could take, how recurring motifs feel like familiar neighborhoods of another version of you, and how decoding that language can spark creativity, clarity, and healing. You'll learn a simple, practical approach to remembering and interpreting dreams, and a way to steer your next night's journey toward personal insight. If you've woken with a vivid scene that lingers, you're about to discover why that matters beyond the pillow. This is Dreams as Parallel Consciousness. A snak kak возможных параллельных мирах сознания. Defining dream realities. Dreams occur mainly during REM sleep, a phase marked by rapid eye movements and heightened brain activity, though some dreams spill into non-REM stages. In this frame, dreams unfold as alternate realities in consciousness, complete with spaces, rules, and inhabitants. Dream realities feel real while they last. Their environments can be steady or wildly surreal. Common textures include compressed narratives, abrupt scene shifts, and landscapes that rearrange themselves. People wake with a sense of having touched another world, even if only briefly. Neurologically, dream content emerges from memory fragments, emotion, and imagination interacting under shifting brain states. Emotional processing dominates many dream plots. Fear, joy, and longing color scenes more vividly than waking logic. The amygdala often lights up during dreams, while the prefrontal cortex quiets, helping explain the unusual logic of dream worlds. Lucid dreaming offers a doorway to awareness within this space. It allows the dreamer to observe and even influence events. Some dreamers harness this ability to steer scenes, transitions, and outcomes. Defining dream realities involves looking at internal consistency within the dream. Within a dream, people and objects obey rules that feel natural inside that world, even if they defy waking physics. Coherence can be local, with a city or room that holds firm through a sequence, or global, with recurring themes and motifs across different scenes. Dreams often carry symbolic meanings that map personal concerns onto imagery. A door might symbolize opportunity, a storm conflict, a bridge connection. Reality checks performed in wakefulness, along with keeping a dream journal, help differentiate dream realities from waking life. This practice also helps codify the rules of particular dream worlds into usable patterns. The phrase "snak kak возможных мирах сознания" can be seen as an invitation to treat dreams as alternate realities of the mind rather than random pictures. Defining dream realities gives a practical framework for study and creativity. Researchers describe how dream insights can inform problem-solving or emotional processing, though findings vary. For creators, treating dream worlds as parallel canvases can inspire surreal storytelling, visual design, and innovative problem framing. Ultimately, dream realities are dynamic simulations within consciousness, offering intimate access to inner patterns when approached with curiosity. World building in sleep. Dreams tend to arise during REM sleep when the brain shows vivid sensory activation and emotional processing, creating scenes that feel real despite their surreal content. Some scholars describe dreams as a snak kak возможных параллельных мирах сознания, highlighting their potential as alternate realities. The mind stitches memory with emotion. During these episodes, the prefrontal cortex is less active, which helps explain why logic often falters while imagery and emotion cascade with little restraint. Yet the hippocampus helps bind recent experiences into narrative threads. Lucid dreaming, where awareness emerges within the dream, is a teachable skill that lets a dreamer influence the landscape and its rulers. People practice reality checks and mnemonic techniques. In the realm of world building and sleep, even without explicit control, dream environments tend to organize around internal goals, fears, and curiosities. Rules emerge from intention. In a lucid dream, you can establish basic physics and social rules. Gravity remains constant in your city, doors lead to known places, and conversations reveal characters with coherent motivations. Consistency matters. Without lucid awareness, dream worlds still exhibit internal logic. A city can fold onto itself, rivers can reverse, and landmarks reappear in unfamiliar configurations, guiding memory and emotion like signposts. Habitual places anchor new episodes. To build a durable dream world, set intentions before sleep, maintain a dream journal, and cultivate recurring motifs that you can loop across nights, such as a bridge, a library, or a harbor. Remember the landmarks. Add rules that you can enforce within the dream, like a city that responds to mood with changing weather, or people who speak in metaphoric dialogue that reveals their role in your inner narrative. Map the geography across dreams for continuity. Some dream artists use dream world design to rehearse real-life challenges, rehearsing conversations or problem-solving in a controlled realm where rules apply consistently. This can aid waking life. If nightmares intrude, you can reframe them by introducing protective symbols or allies within the dream, effectively reshaping the parallel consciousness space into a safer geography. Dream journals help catch recurring motifs and track how your world evolves. Consciousness shifts and perception. Dreaming arises mainly during REM sleep, when the brain is highly active yet the body is largely paralyzed, preserving the sense that the dream world replaces waking reality. Perception during dreams is internally generated, as the brain stitches together memories, emotions, and sensory fragments into immersive landscapes. These landscapes can resemble waking life, yet often distort time, space, and identity. The idea that dreams are parallel realities becomes a useful metaphor for how consciousness can shift vantage points without leaving the body. The phrase "I snak kuk возможных переломных мирах сознания" captures that sense, inviting a closer look at shifting states of awareness. Consciousness shifts during lucid dreaming, where awareness rises within the dream and the dreamer can influence events. People might fly, reshape environments, or alter the dream narrative, experiencing a sense of agency that feels distinct from waking deliberate control. Reality checks and mnemonic induction techniques can increase lucid dream frequency and endow the dreamer with more deliberate navigation inside the dream. Some researchers view lucid dreaming as a window into how executive processes can operate during sleep, offering a rare blend of intention and immersion. The experience can blur the line between internal reflection and outward action, creating a practical testbed for exploring self-control in altered states. Perception in dreams is profoundly malleable, and the sensory world can be almost overwhelming while still diverging from waking experience. Color may appear extraordinarily vivid or oddly subdued, and sounds can be hyperreal or strangely muffled. Movement and physics often defy ordinary rules, producing transitions that feel seamless even when they defy logic. Neurologically, REM dreams tend to feature strong activity in emotional and perceptual networks, while frontal areas involved in critical judgment are less active, which helps explain why dream narratives can be emotionally intense yet not bound by waking rational constraints. Memory for these events is selective and fluid, so dream scenes shift with little warning and memories can fragment or merge with earlier events. This combination creates a perception that the mind is exploring alternate versions of scenes it has inhabited before. Practically, treating dreams as alternate realities offers creative and therapeutic avenues. Dream journaling helps preserve narrative continuity and surfaces recurring motifs that hint at waking concerns. Imagery rehearsal therapy uses nightmare content as a way to rehearse safer outcomes, reducing distress when awake. Many people find value in approaching dreams as rehearsal spaces for problem-solving, artistic exploration, or personal insight, rather than as direct forecasts of the future. The approach emphasizes curiosity over judgment, inviting a respectful engagement with inner experiences and their potential influence on waking life. Neural mechanisms of dream worlds. Dreams arise predominantly in REM sleep, a stage marked by rapid eye movements and widespread, vivid mental imagery. Neural mechanisms involve brainstem signals that trigger REM and cascade into widespread cortical activation. The pons and other REM-on circuits spark bursts that propagate to the thalamus and cortex, creating a steady stream of imagined scenes. In this state, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex shows reduced activity, which correlates with the dream's illogical plots. Meanwhile, the limbic system lights up, coloring scenarios with intense emotion. This combo helps explain why dreams feel real and emotionally charged even when logical checks are off. Some researchers describe this as the brain wiring a single, immersive alternative reality from internal signals. Even so, the content often remixes memories, fears, desires, and days' leftovers into strange narratives. Memory fragments provide the scaffolding for dream worlds. The hippocampus replays recent experiences during REM, while parahippocampal areas help craft the spatial layout of dream landscapes. Sensory cortices light up without external input, so scenes can feel tactile, visual, and spatial at once. The amygdala injects emotion, while the anterior cingulate and insula shape arousal and personal relevance. The default mode network may coordinate a narrative thread, pulling disparate memories into a flowing story. Even in this internal theater, logic often loosens, and improbable events unfold with surprising coherence. Lucid dreaming shows that metacognition can arise inside the dream. Neural imaging points to increased engagement of frontal networks when dreamers become aware that they are dreaming. These states often involve the frontopolar cortex and cingulate regions, which may underpin voluntary control and recall. Neurochemically, REM is associated with high acetylcholine and suppressed norepinephrine and serotonin, promoting vivid imagery while dulling critical judgment. This chemical balance helps the brain weave detailed, immersive universes that still retain a fragment of waking self-awareness. People report guiding dream scenes, altering outcomes, or practicing social interactions within the dream world. Viewed through this lens, dreams resemble alternate realities created by the mind. The brain binds memory fragments with emotion and raw sensory simulations to construct immersive spaces. Scenes can transpose familiar places into surreal architectures or populate them with memory characters in new roles. Incorporating theories like activation synthesis and threat simulation helps explain why these dreams feel coherent despite their odd physics. In clinical and creative contexts, dream content can reveal emotional processing, memory integration, and even problem-solving strategies. The neural machinery of dream worlds offers a map of how consciousness can turn inward and travel outward at the same time, crafting parallel experiences inside one sleeping mind. Implications for identity and creativity. Dreams are narratives produced during sleep, most vividly in REM, that fuse memory fragments, emotion, and sensory signals into immersive stories. They run with a logic all their own, often defying waking rules. The idea of dreams as alternate realities, a snak как возможных параллельных мирах сознания, emerges from watching how dream worlds rearrange familiar people and places into strange environments. In that sense, a single night can offer a version of ourselves that feels real enough to test in waking life. Identity in dreams is a fluid signal, not a single fixed script, but a shifting constellation of roles, bodies, and voices. Sometimes you appear as a stranger in your own familiar streets. Recurring dream figures act as mirrors or alter egos, revealing traits we rarely acknowledge when fully awake. That multiplicity invites self-inquiry and creative rethinking of who we are. Creativity grows when the mind wanders into these alternate realms, recombining ideas without the constraints of waking planning. Images collide and rules dissolve. Many writers and designers credit a dream fragment with sparking a scene, a color, or a voice that later becomes central to a project. Keeping a dream journal makes those threads usable rather than lost to memory. Practically, people can cultivate the payoff by recording dreams as soon as they wake and revisiting the notes when shaping art or problem-solving. The approach honors ambiguity. Treat dreams as raw material rather than a finished message. Test its emotional charge against waking goals, and let the strongest ideas mature in daylight. The outcome can be a more flexible sense of self and a richer reservoir of motifs for creative work. Throughout this video, we explored dreams as alternate realities within consciousness, a realm where memories remix, fears soften, and wishes find new shapes. We saw that dreams carry meaningful themes, whether through symbolic images, emotional currents, or narrative arcs that feel surprisingly real. We touched on how lucid dreaming can turn the dream world into a navigable space, and how REM and brain activity help explain the texture of those nights. And we considered that, even when dreams drift into surrealism, they can illuminate waking life, inspiring creativity, problem-solving, and personal insight. In short, dreams are not random noise, but a language our minds use to map inner landscapes. If you've ever woken with a doorway still open in your mind, a dream that felt like a parallel world, you're not alone. First, I'd love to hear which dream has lingered with you, what it felt like, and what it might be nudging you to notice in waking life. Share your stories in the comments. Your insight might resonate with someone else or spark a new perspective for all of us. If this ending resonated, consider subscribing and tapping the bell so you don't miss the next chapter in this dream map. Next, we'll dive into practical lucid dreaming techniques, dream journaling rituals that actually stick, and conversations with scientists and artists who work with dreamscapes. We'll test simple dream incubation ideas and invite you to contribute your own experiments and interpretations as we build a collaborative map of alternate realities within consciousness. Until then, sweet dreams. May your nights reveal doors you didn't know were there, and may you wake with a story worth carrying into the day.